Hello, hi, and welcome to this week's True Crime live stream. If you're new here, hi, I'm FEARSONA. You can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood True Crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills. Okay, I do see some new faces, well, new usernames in the chat, so let me just say hi to everyone. Also, first of all, Silverjack, Shy, IDK Bacon, Eric Verastigi, thank you so much for modding the chat. Thank you so much for being here to mod. And everyone else, let me just acknowledge. Wait, I see Sunny Rainy Day, I see Kuromi, hello, and Thinvo, hi, and Renfield97, Alberto, Anarchia. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name. I apologize. And Seven is here, and Ketsuya is here. Hello, my people. Ketsuya, one of my people. Rumi Sushi, hello, and Branway, hi. The John Active, Undead Rabbit, Jamie Porchanik, DMG 2004, hi, hello. Brian Garza, oh, Brian is here, and Fabian is here, hello. And Spooky K11, hello, welcome to the stream. Normal everyday man. Good to know. You know what? Good for you. But hello. Aaron Pitcher, hi. And who else? Okay, if you are lurking, you can absolutely lurk. It's okay. You know, you can treat it as a podcast, but also you can stop by in the chat just to say hi, or even send like a little, you know, like a little emote, emote, I don't know, so that I can say hi. Perfect Death, hello, and Amaris, morning, hello, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are, depending on which time zone you're currently in, but hello, good morning. Who else? Dorothy Morgan, hi Sona, don't mind me having technical issues on my end. Oh no, I'm so sorry, I hope it's not on my end. I don't think it's on my end, but yeah, like seems okay. Mooncat, hello. And Richard Morrison, welcome. And Frozen Lion. Wow, so many of my Patreon members. And Blake Gutierrez, hi. Gutheri? Oh, sorry, Gutheri. I'm sorry, I apologize if I mispronounced. I just I'm kind of reading everything on the go and I mess up a lot, so, you know, forgive. Sorrows. Okay, so, who else? Wait. Because I saw Demon Taker. Oh, Demon Taker is here. I'm sorry if I, you know, if I missed you here in the reading. I think there was like someone else, but I think I missed one person. One person who said hi. 5. Yes. 5. I cannot show my face here anymore. Jose, hi! And, well, Kuromi, I did say hi. Hello. And then, yes, you could. P-Taco! Oh, P-Taco is here. Hi. You do have a lot of Patreon members. I do have a lot of Patreon members, yes. Which, by the way, I'm gonna acknowledge right now, because usually I do it at the end of the stream, but you know what? I'm gonna do it at the beginning of the stream, because I don't want to forget. I don't want to, like, miss anyone, and yeah. Let me just acknowledge and say that yes. And say thank you to all of my Patreons. I don't know why I lagged there. You know, you know what? I have an excuse. I have an explanation, and you guys have to forgive me. Also, Lucky Hearth, hi. You guys have to forgive me. I hit my head on the floor. Yes, literally. I am not kidding. I'm not, like, I have a bump on my head. Because I kind of like fainted. What? No, okay. So you know how it is. Okay, I was shaking hands with the Grim Reaper again. So you know how it is. I don't know if you know. Maybe you know how it is, or maybe it's just me and I just need to get it checked. So you know how it is when you're like lying down and you kind of like spring up. I don't know, spring up, like just kind of stand up too quickly, and then you kind of start getting dizzy, and for me it's like kind of to the extreme, like you know, just recently. How? Everyone's just like, what the fuck? How? So are you good? Yes, I'm good. It's just so basically I stood up too quickly, I got dizzy. Yes, like I was trying to, so like my legs start shaking basically, like during the event. When it happens, my legs start shaking. So, in order not to hurt myself and, like, I don't know, fall on any piece of furniture, I kind of was planning to, you know, just sit down on the floor. But as I was doing that, I started, like, my body just started shaking a little bit more, and I think I leaned over and my head just went, you know, on the floor. So yeah, I got a bump. I got a slight bump. I'm okay. Wait, Jesus Cabriz, hi Sona, I'm new to the channel. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, but welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. You just, just listen to another one of my stories about how I'm, shaking hands with the Grim Reaper, because why not? Secret handshakes. Okay, Kyoki Satori, hi, welcome. And Lilith Abyss, hi Miss Sona, sorry I'm late, no worries, we just started, it's okay. Oh my gosh, no wine for the foreseeable future with a concussion. No, I don't have a concussion, that's the thing, like I just smashed it into the floor, smashed my head into the floor. I just have a bump, it's still kind of a little bit painful, because it's a bump on my, over my right eyebrow. But I am gonna be, because it's I think what is happening is my system, my, my body is just missing iron a lot because, I don't eat that much meat. If I eat meat, it's fish. Does it count as a meat? I don't know. But, I eat fish. I started kind of, because I just don't like meat. I kind of forced myself to introduce chicken back. I'm trying to eat some chicken, a little bit, but honestly, it's just me not liking the taste, so it's kind of hard. But, I just need more iron, I just need more protein. That's what my doctor told me, that, I should introduce more, more protein. I don't digest meat well. If I eat too much, it's, if I ate too much, at least in the past, it was kind of not great. And so, yeah, I do eat mostly, fish and plant-based diet, but, yeah, I'm trying to kind of introduce chicken, back, chicken breast, just to have that, just to have that protein, just to nourish my body a little bit more. Trying to get the taste back. Yeah, a little bit, I'm not gonna go extreme and, I don't know, eat meat every day, because I think it would be bad for me. I think I wouldn't feel very well, yeah, so, I consider fish meat. Yeah, I think I consider fish meat. That's why I'm oh, I was pescatarian technically. That's the name, apparently. That's the name for, I don't know. I looked it up on Google. That's the name for someone who eats mostly plant-based diet, but with fish. That's oh, pescatarian, or fish and seafood. Sona, don't die. I need my weekly dose of true crime VTuber full body chills. Yes, I know. It's become a part of your routine. It's become part of my routine. I need that too. Yeah, no worries. Everything is fine. I'm, not graduating anytime soon, but I will be seeing a doctor to just address the issue. Maybe get some blood tests. Maybe see if my iron deficiency is still still strong, still going strong, or if I should keep going with chicken or turkey, that kind of thing. Personally, I need to be somewhere between low carb and keto for my diet. Yeah, it's it's different bodies, different needs. Some people just don't digest certain things well. Some people have to have all meat diet because they don't digest plants, plant-based diet very well. That's, I actually know a couple of people who have to eat a lot of meat, mostly meat, because they have certain condition that just doesn't digest, plant-based diet very well, and they just don't feel very well. So yeah, and it's legitimate condition. Okay, if you hit your head, clap your hands. So now you better clap your hands. Yeah, I hit my head so many times. Dude, I got a... You know what? Ironically, I didn't get a concussion from this one. I got a mini concussion from another one, where I got hit by a cupboard door. That one actually got me dizzy. But that's another story, a different story for another time. Okay. In the meantime, let me just say thank you to my Patreons. Special thanks to my Patreon members. So Colonel Turtle, Tyrant Kitsune, Scholastica CW, SAO004, IDK Bacon 53, Rudel Genudel, Windstorm 555, Ian, Bubak, Hail Mary, Leonovsky, Kanta, Brandon S, Christopher McCanns, Ann Wen, Hopeful Space Pitaco, Bright Slap, Game Leader, Lost Nemesis, Pistol Disco, DMJ 2004, Mr. Ridgeway, Anthony Vivenzio, Silverjack, Chris, Imyth, Christopher Holgate, The John Active, Ketsuya, Forgotten Wraith, General Grievous, Eric Verastigi, Kun Wigloaf, I think Wigloaf, Shy Shy, John Paul Marbella, Bikoto Gagne, Aaron, and Frozen Lion. You guys, thank you so much for not only supporting the channel, but also for showing up for all the streams, you know, the Patreon streams. Whenever I stream for Hangouts, because yeah, that makes me happy, you know, like I'm happy to hang out with you guys a little bit more. I'm happy to see you guys there for true crime streams on Patreon, or history streams, or drunk history streams, or anything else, anything in between. Okay, and yeah, like many special thanks, well, I mean, not many, but special thanks to my channel members as well. So if you are a member, thank you so much. Okay, you guys, I think it's time to switch the music. We have quite a lot to talk about today, because the story I have for you today is about how pro gamers can kill, and it actually happened not too long ago. It happened in 2018. There was a huge, this was huge news, you know, like that was a huge incident. Everyone was shocked, and this is what I'm gonna talk about today. Okay, let me just switch the music and let's go. Okay, so today we're talking about 24-year-old David Katz. He was a professional gamer and a rising star in the eSports scene. A nerdy, quiet kid from Maryland, he started his pro gaming career from relative obscurity, but suddenly shot to prominence like a classic, you would say, underdog story. However, behind it all, David Katz was actually a very disturbed individual and was hiding a troublesome past. Then, at the peak of his professional gaming career, everything he had achieved toppled down when he went off the edge and committed the most unthinkable act. So, without further ado, let's dive into the case of David Katz. David Katz was born on December 22nd, 1993 to a relatively privileged family in Baltimore, Maryland. His father, Richard Katz, actually worked for NASA, and he worked in their instrument electronics development branch as a part of the engineering directorate at the time, and his mother, so David's mom, Elizabeth, had a PhD in toxicology and worked for the FDA. So, you know, with both parents making six-figure salaries, you know, the Katz family were living very comfortably. David's father was even able to purchase a nice townhome in the upscale area of South Baltimore near, you know, this area is called Harbor View. So that's apparently this upscale area in Baltimore. Throughout middle school and high school, David was known by his classmates as this quiet kid. He typically liked to stick to himself and wasn't one to go up to people and make friends. However, overall, he was generally known as a good guy, and when some people did manage to approach and talk to him, they described him as being pretty cool. Unfortunately, due to his basically antisocial nature, David struggled to fit in at school. Some former classmates had said that he was bullied at school, though we don't really know how severe it was, and if it was true, these are just unconfirmed rumors. So as he struggled to maintain a social life, David would instead spend most of his time playing video games. His fascination with video games started at a very young age, and by the time he was in high school, it had become his obsession. See, David was particularly obsessed with his favorite game of all, Madden NFL, which as many of you, maybe some of you know about this. It is the official NFL video game produced by EA Games. And David would spend hours and hours on end playing Madden, so much so that it wasn't just a hobby for him. Like, his skills got so good that he started to become professional. And he was going by different aliases in the game. He was going by aliases Bread, Mr. Sliced Bread, Ravens Champ, and Ravens 2012 Champ. And Katz would make a name for himself online and in the Madden community. He participated in Madden tournaments and was seeing a lot of success. At one point, he even published an online book that basically sharing the tips and tricks about how to play Madden. David's professional gaming career reached a new height when he participated in the Buffalo Bills Madden 17 Club Series tournament in February 2017. This tournament was a fairly high-profile Madden tournament that was broadcast live on TV and online streaming. David Katz was just one of 8 finalists that qualified for the tournament. And the winner would not only win a generous prize pool, but would also qualify to compete in the Madden 17 Club Series Championship hosted in Los Angeles, where they would compete to win a grand prize of $50,000. So at the tournament, David's skills and focused demeanor immediately impressed the audience. One broadcast host even said this about David, quote, "You are not going to see much emotion from our guy Brad. This dude is a man. David Katz keeps to himself. He's a man of business. He's not here to experience or to go out for this, that, or the third. He's not here to make friends. He's all business, he's focused, and to even get him to open up to talk to you about anything, it's like pulling teeth, man." End quote. So David has a spectacular performance at the tournament. He overwhelmed his opponents in the first and second matches and made it to the finals. So this is actually the board, like the score in the tournament. So he made it to the finals, facing off against veteran player Loss. Loss was ranked number 1 in the tournament, while David was ranked number 7 out of 8. So from the start, David was seen as the underdog. Despite the odds, he put up an incredible fight during that tournament, and the final match was very tight. This is actually a screenshot from the final match, and it was very tight and was a nail-biter up till the very end. In the fourth quarter of the match, David and Loss were tied 20-20, with the clock timer ticking, and with neither player making any breakthrough, it seemed like the game was going to be tied and going into overtime. However, in literally the last 4 seconds of the fourth quarter, David Katz made a spectacular play and scored a touchdown, beating Loss with the final score 27-20. It was a great win, and David managed to wow the crowd by pulling a major upset. And here I just wanted to actually share some video footage of this winning moment. Let me just share the video. Actually, let me just show you guys the video. So this is the video from the interview after the game, after he won.
Champion, there he is, Britt.
Well, congratulations. You came in as a number 7 seed, and you really made a statement in round 1 where you hung 40 points up on the board. I think you got a lot of people's attention, and you make it all the way to the final and beat what a lot of people thought was the cream of the crop coming in. You beat Los in the final. Tell me when this game turned. I mean, you got tied late. You went for it on 4th and 5 in your own end. Tell me what your
champion. There he is, Britt.
Oh, damn. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I just damn. Oh, yeah, I have to play it again because I clicked something and it messed it up. Okay, again, sorry.
There he is, Britt.
Well, congratulations. You came in as a number 7 seed, and you really made a statement in round 1 where you hung 40 points up on the board. I think you got a lot of people's attention, and you make it all the way to the final and beat what a lot of people thought was the cream of the crop coming in. You beat Los in the final. Tell me when this game turned. I mean, you got tied late. You went for it on 4th and 5 in your own end. Tell me what you were thinking when you did not pick that up.
Honestly, I thought he just needed one easy play to get into field goal range. I think he thought I was gonna. He thought that I was going to think that he was going to run it, but I didn't. And I don't know, I just kept blitzing. Got lucky on my coverage adjustments. He really just needed one play, and I'm lucky he didn't get it.
And that final play, talk about, I mean, you had to go, you were going to go for it in the regulation. You want to throw that long pass, and you snapped it off for the touchdown. Talk about that last play.
I was just, I don't have a play to get 80 yards. I just threw it to the open receiver, got lucky his safety fell down. Kind of sucks that you get sucked into those animations. Maybe they'll fix that next year. But I just got a lucky play.
Now he came in as the #1 seed. He's been here before. He's a veteran player. He came in 7th seed. What were your expectations coming here? You knew you felt you had a chance, but what would you have been happy with other than the championship?
I mean, the championship is obviously the goal. I didn't know too much about the Xbox players. I knew the PlayStation players. There were 1 or 2 that were pretty tough. I didn't know what to expect for someone like that. I was glad I was able to play a good game and lucky to come out on top.
Well, along with the money that you're getting, we've got something else for you in the club series. Your Madden jersey, there you go. Way to go, Bread. Coming out on top in the championship. #7 seed taking out the #1 seed in the final. Congratulations, Larry, Zach, up to you. What a day in Buffalo.
Yeah, so, you know, like, as you can see, like, he's a guy of very few words. Like, he doesn't show emotions, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. But okay, so as the winner of the match, David won a $10,000 grand prize, and also he won a Madden Champ Bills jersey. Unfortunately, when David competed at the national championship tournament later that year, he lost in the quarterfinals. Nevertheless, making it up to such a high-profile tournament was a great achievement for David already, and his professional gaming career seemed to be blooming, and he was also starting to make a good amount of money from the tournaments. However, David's gaming career was short-lived. Just over a year after his successful Madden tournament, David's life would spiral out of control, and his gaming career would reach a screeching halt, and eventually it would culminate in the unthinkable tragedy. So you see, behind David's budding gaming career was actually a very, very troubled life. Though he grew up in a financially comfortable environment, his family life was highly dysfunctional. His parents, Richard and Elizabeth, argued constantly, and the Katz home was constantly a place of instability. In fact, from 1992 to 2003, in the first 16 years of David's life, there was a total of 26 911 calls to the Katz family home. It's not actually very clear what these 911 calls were about, but they were mainly calls made about domestic disputes. Eventually, David's parents would divorce in 2007, so David and his older brother, Brandon, would split their time living with their parents, with their father and mother, you know, interchangeably. To make things even more complicated, David actually suffered from mental health issues from a very young age, and apparently he didn't just have one, but many issues. Very early on, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which is a chronic brain disorder that is associated with delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech, trouble with thinking and lack of motivation, which, like, it's kind of weird hearing about this when you think how successful he was in, you know, the pro gaming scene and how focused he was. Like, actually, this was very contrary to what the the commentators would do. Like, you know, they would talk about, when they would talk about him, they would say like, he's a man of very few words, he's very focused, he has like all the motivation during the game, and this was like weird to hear. But yes, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. He was also diagnosed with dysthymia. I think that's the correct pronunciation, but dysthymia, also known as persistent depressive disorder, which is a form of chronic depression. And on top of that, he was also diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder, or ODD for short, which is probably one of the most concerning problems. Just to give you an idea about like what ODD is, this is the description provided by the Mayo Clinic. Quote, oppositional defiant disorder includes a frequent and ongoing pattern of anger, irritability, arguing, and defiance towards parents and other authority figures. ODD also includes being spiteful and seeking revenge, a behavior called vindictiveness, end quote. So, as you can imagine, a tendency to seek revenge is a very problematic and very dangerous mental health problem and is very difficult to deal with. To make matters even worse, David's parents argued heavily about how to deal with David's mental health issues. David's mother wanted David to get help from professional mental health facilities, and probably the most controversial part was that David's mother also wanted David to take medications from a very young age. And I mean like 9 to 12 years old. That's how young he was. This is perhaps due to, her background as a professional toxicologist. So that's the theory. Like she was very pro, him taking antidepressants and medications for his disorders. And that might be because of her, professional field. So David's father, on the other hand, this is Richard Katz. So he, on the other hand, had an entirely different opinion about how David's mental health should be dealt with. He was very opposed to giving David medications at such a young age. He accused David's mother of being obsessed with drugs and medication, and claimed that she was exaggerating David's mental health issues, not only to use as a leverage during their divorce proceedings, but also as a way to hide her own failures as a parent. Instead, Richard Katz felt that the root of David's problems was more as a result of his lack of social life, and believed that he would benefit from more from a youth group, like youth support group or something like that, some kind of organization where he can interact with people directly. Oh wait, let me just stop here for a moment. Fat Cat has been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much. Okay, let me just switch something. One more thing, because I kind of have to scuff on stream as usual. Okay. I see Arctic Wolf Lover 2 says therapy at an early time would have at least helped some. Yeah, like a therapy with a therapist, but his mom was straight up pushing him to psychiatrist, that's fine, like consulting, but she was pushing the doctors to give him very strong medication, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. But I would love to see a case study on how psychological medicine can affect a developing brain. It does, I think there's been quite a few studies about this, and some, there's some studies that really are disturbing about, the very common antidepressants like Prozac and, a couple of other medications, which I'm gonna actually talk about in a minute. Okay, so let me just move on. So, whether or not David's father or mother were right about this issue... Wait, what am I doing? Oh. Okay. Scuff. Scuff as always. Okay. This wouldn't be a normal stream. This wouldn't be my stream if it weren't for Scuff. Yeah. Okay, so whether or not David's father and mother were right about this issue, either of them, needless to say, the arguing between David's parents didn't help his situation at all. In fact, you can probably imagine that it would have been especially confusing for David that both of his parents were trying to push very different, it's confusing when your parents are trying to push very different ways for treating your mental health problems. In fact, his parents' disagreement about the issue, this issue was one of the main factors that eventually led to their divorce. As a result of the divorce, David's mother was awarded custody to both him and his brother. And that led to David's mother, basically she seems to have got her way with regard to David's mental health treatments. So she had the upper hand. And from as early as, which I mentioned, 9 to 12 years old, David was prescribed Risperdal and Abilify, which are both antipsychotic medications, and also he was prescribed Prozac an antidepressant. He was also admitted to the mental hospital a total of 2 times during his youth, very early, very young age. And despite all of this, David's situation didn't seem to improve. In fact, it actually got much, much worse. David actually felt worse after taking his prescribed medication and began resisting the psychiatric treatment that he was given. One time, David's mother was taking him to a mental hospital and David refused to leave the car. I mean, this was a call for help. This was a signal that there was too much going on. Like, yes, if you have mental, like we are actually, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, if you are struggling with mental health issues, you need therapy, you need professional treatment. And that's true. Yes, seek professional help. But on the contrary, like in David's situation, it was like too much. Like, it was too much. Like, his mom was loading him with a lot of medication, and it was just like sending him off to psychiatric hospitals, and it just got so much worse. Like, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So he actually refused to leave the car, and the situation became so intense that David's mother actually called the police, who eventually forced David to obey his mother, which doesn't help at all. Like, this was detrimental, but they forced David to obey his mother after threatening to handcuff him. Mind you, he was only 12 years old at the time. It was not a, grown-up adult. It was not a teenager, like 18-year-old, 17-year-old. No, he was 12 years old at the time. He was a kid, and he was threatened by the police. David's relationship with his mother became very hostile and combative, and they argued almost constantly, which, I mean, who would be surprised? Like, after something like this, Jesus Christ. So one of the major points of contention between them was David's obsession with video games. His mother claimed that David would often play games until 4 a.m. in the morning, and to stop him, she would go on to confiscate his video games controllers and his, his consoles, whatever. Like, she would just confiscate it. So very aggressive treatment, very aggressive reaction. Yeah, I mean, it's not great if your kid is playing games until 4 a.m., but, what else did he have? Like, he was... I'm not trying to, like, justify what he did later on, because no, but, there's just so much underneath, there's just so much, like, behind the scenes. Okay, so her actions, obviously, like, they didn't solve anything. They didn't solve the problem. On the contrary, it totally, like, backfired. After having his game controllers taken away, David would stay up all night, walking around the house in circles and curling up in a ball, crying and sobbing. He would not bathe for days. He would refuse to go to school. And he would often skip meals. So he was on a hunger strike, basically. I mean, yeah, that's an issue, but this is not the reaction that you should. This is not, like, as a parent, I think it was difficult. It was difficult for all of them, but I don't think she made the right decisions. Then again, I'm not a parent, so I don't know. Maybe, it's a different perspective when you are a parent, and I would behave differently. I have no idea, like, I'm not in that position, but I just feel like this was just her losing patience and just problems piling up. So one particular time when David's mom took away his game controllers, their argument got so bad and so heated that he punched a hole in the door to try to get them back. Also, on 2 separate occasions, David's mother apparently packed his bags and kicked him out of the house. And this was, while he was still a minor, so he's not even 18. It was bad. It was getting very bad. Okay, so things got so crazy between David and his mom that even the police would... things got so bad between them that even the police would come and, visit the house, obviously be called and be involved. David's mother would frequently call 911 on David for seemingly minor things. Like, this was... I have to say, it's gotten crazy on this. In this particular situation, I am not on the mom's side. She was the one who was getting out of control. So once in 2010, David's mom called the police saying that David was quote unquote abusing her by coming home late after a visitation with his father. That was the reason why she called the police, like claiming that her son was abusing her by coming home late from, you know, when he was visiting with his father. Or this was not even the only one, like the only time. Like this was one of many times that she would call the police saying that, oh, he's abusing her because he was late. Like, oh, he's past this curfew and he was not at home. And she was just straight up called the police. Yeah, I know, that's insane. Like, I'm looking at the chat, everyone's just going off. Yes, it's so stupid. I'm not on the mom's side at all. Like in this situation, I am not on her side. I don't know. Maybe it's desperation. Maybe it's like, I will not understand it. I'm not in that situation, but damn, like that's like, isn't it a little too much? Like, don't you see that it's not helping? Okay, so this is all like seriously messed up, and you know, it's seriously messed up, and it's pretty clear that David's mom, Elizabeth, you know, her methods with dealing with David were very inappropriate, very wrong. There was a need to change the methods, but she was just so like hard, just standing by her methods so hard. Like she was just kind of continuing doing that. And at one point, David's mother got so fed up that she came up with a desperate solution, and she sent David to a special therapy program in Utah that's called Redcliffe Ascent, where David spent 97 days. So Redcliffe Ascent is a special program for troubled youth and teens that specializes in something called wilderness therapy, where essentially the kids are cut off from any access to technology and are encouraged to meditate and connect with nature. On the surface, this sounds pretty good. Like, it sounds okay. However, I kind of looked into Redcliffe Ascent, and based on several reviews online, there's a lot of red flags about this therapy session and this program and this place. So this is actually one of the reviews on Google by Elizabeth Meldrum. Quote, "If I could do a 0-star, I would. I come from personal experience. I went to RCA about 2 years ago and this upcoming February. I still have lots of trauma from this place. I sometimes felt like I barely survived. I came in with a lot of issues and came out worse with PTSD. I saw someone have a concussion in front of my eyes. I saw a 13-year-old girl get frostbite on her toes that were purple. I witnessed many people who were mentally ill try to do harm to others and myself. I never passed the program and was there for 101 days, including Christmas and my birthday. No presents, and I couldn't see my parents. The last session I had with my therapist was they cried saying I wasn't going to make it in life. So please do not send your kids here. It made my relationship horrible with my parents and made things worse when I came out. So please don't." Yeah, that's you know, there's actually, this is only one review. There's many extremely negative reviews like this, and many calling the staff abusive, and some others saying that they were severely traumatized after going to Redcliffe Ascent. And while we don't know about David Katz's experience in, you know, Redcliffe, in that program, we can imagine that, you know, based on those reviews, it was probably a pretty terrible experience. It's possible that he was further traumatized and pushed over the edge. Well, I mean, you know, this is me judging from this comment from this one review, and there were like several of them, and it wasn't much different. Like, it was very similar. So yeah, David might have been traumatized even further. His relationship with his mother was extremely poor to begin with, and it was even worse when he came out, and he wanted nothing to do with her. Just to show you how bad it got, I wanted to read parts of, there's this letter that David Katz wrote to a judge when he was only 16 years old, and this is part of this letter. Quote, "Today is my birthday. and I'm turning 16 years old. I live with my mom and have been wanting to live with my dad. My mom is pretty crazy. She's called the police on me about 20 times for pretty much nothing, like coming home a little late or something. She also gets drunk and starts yelling at me and poking me and doesn't leave me alone. She has hit me before and always takes my stuff because she feels like it. She has twice sent me to mental hospitals and once to a wilderness therapy program for no significant reason. I also can never talk to her anymore because I hate her more than anything in the world. Sincerely, David Katz. End quote. So this letter is not only chilling, it's also a bit sad, as it sounds like it's a desperate cry for help, honestly. Like, you read this letter and that's the first thing I think about. This is a cry for help. It's very apparent that the mental hospitals and therapies and that camp, you know, the program, were just not working, and David seemed to honestly, like, sincerely want to change of environment. Like, he didn't want to be around his mom. He needed a change of environment. In fact, it's possible that David's condition might have been better with a change of environment. Like, it could have improved. Like, if this wasn't helping, if him living with his mom and the methods that his mom had for him weren't helping, like, this is a clear sign, okay, we need to change something. We need to change a method. We need to change your surrounding, your environment, people you're hanging out with, you know, just, or, you know, people you're around with, like, you're just around. Like, that needs to change. So according to David's father, when David was staying at his father's house, he showed actually no signs of behavioral problems and was, quote, generally lively, communicative. Yes, English so hard, forgive. So he was generally lively, communicative, and playful. So that's a huge 180 degrees, just completely different person apparently. So despite struggling with mental illness and a troubled home life, David miraculously graduated from high school and even attended University of Maryland in 2014, where he majored in environmental science and technology. I couldn't find much about his life after attending college, but there are a few things to note. For one, we do know that he might have been living at his father's house during this time. Also, there are some reports that say he may have stopped going to therapy and taking medications. This was most likely thanks to David's dad, who was always opposed to, psychiatric treatments and medications that David was getting. So he wasn't opposed to psychiatric treatment, period. He was just opposed to okay, this is too much for David. I don't think it's helping. Let's take a step back. Definitely don't load him with so many medications that are just too strong for him from such a young age. Okay, so now we get to the bad part. So fast forward to 2018. EA Sports announced the beginning of a new season of the Madden tournament, and this time for the newly updated game Madden NFL 19. The first round of the tournament was going to be held from August 25th to 26th in Jacksonville, Florida. The winner of the first tournament would win $5,000 and would also qualify for a national tournament in Las Vegas with a $125,000 grand prize. So that's $125,000 as the first prize. Elite Madden players from all over the country would attend the tournament, and David Katz was one of them. He drove his car from Maryland all the way to Florida and stayed at a hotel. Excuse me, now I have to drink some water because my throat is about to die. Yay! Jesus. I'm gonna lose my voice after this case. It's a long one. It's a lot. Oh Jesus. Okay. Damn. Alright. So I'm sorry. You say 5 grand, my lady? Yes, so 5 grand for the first round of the tournament. Like the first tournament would win $5,000, and then for the national tournament, like the national competition, it was $125,000 as the grand prize. So David was one of those players, like he attended the tournament. And on Saturday, August 25th, 2018, that was the first day of the tournament, and the event was located at Jacksonville Landing, a popular waterfront mall in Jacksonville. The tournament was going to be held at the Good Luck Have Fun game bar inside the Chicago Pizza restaurant. When David Katz arrived at the tournament, there was actually something very strange about him. He looked and seemed very different from the confident and focused winner of the 2017 Buffalo Bills tournament. He wore a pair of sunglasses. Despite being indoors the whole time, people who attended the tournament said that David was acting very weird the entire time. Unfortunately for David, he didn't enjoy the same success as his previous tournament in 2017. Immediately on the first day, he lost his first game. His opponent, Dennis Alston, noted that David was acting strange. After losing the match, David's face was completely emotionless and he basically stared blankly through the rest of the day. And after the first day of the matches, the second round continued on Sunday, August 26th. When David arrived at the game bar, people noticed that he was even stranger than before. For one, he was wearing the exact same clothes as the previous day, and he was still wearing sunglasses indoors the whole time. He didn't speak to anyone, and he continued to act very weird throughout the day. Unfortunately, David's losing streak continued, and he lost his second match to Ryan Nelson. When Nelson went to shake David's hand, David didn't shake his hand and just stared at him blankly again. Despite losing twice, David had not yet been eliminated. He still had one more match that could still earn him a chance to stay in the game. However, his next match would not be an easy one because he was going against Elijah Clayton. And Clayton is also known as True Boy. He was one of the best Madden players in the country at the time, and he was expected by many to basically win the tournament. Originally from Woodland Hills, California, Elijah was actually a football player in high school, and so his real-world football experience was a huge edge in his game. So David was once again the underdog in a very challenging match. But there was something else that was important about this match with Elijah Clayton. See, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm gonna be coughing. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be clearing my throat because holy bejesus. This case is just making my voice, my vocal cords go, no! Wait, okay. I need to take a sip of my drink. Damn. I don't know if I can actually finish this case. No, I mean, okay, I'm gonna try, but forgive if I have to stop and clear my throat. But Jesus! Yeah, it's just, it's like metal. Ah! I can do a metal concert, I think. Yeah, okay, I'm good, it's okay. I just have to pause sometimes, take a sip of water and, of my water and just, yeah. Okay, so there was something important that was happening between David and Elijah Clayton. You see, David and Elijah allegedly had some beef in the past. Some sources say that Elijah may have picked on David in the past. In one incident, Elijah got a copy of David's online book. The one about Madden with, tips and tricks that David wrote. So basically, Elijah got a copy of the book, online book, that book of David's, and without paying for it, and basically shared it publicly online without David's permission, which obviously not good. It's the same as if, you shared the content from someone's Patreon, you know, like that's without permission, and like the people, like if you do that, like people are not paying for it, and that's paid content. So I can understand like if David got pissed, because it's like, it's not, you know, pay for the shit that people create. Okay. So then there was the taxi cab incident, which I'm gonna explain. Apparently in the past, David and Elijah were leaving a Madden tournament and called a taxi to leave, but Elijah slammed the car door on David and left without him. This bitch. Okay, sorry, no, okay, it kind of asshole-ish. Yeah, like if this was true, this is true. If this is true, then it's like, yeah, Elijah was kind of an asshole. So after this incident, David allegedly developed a hatred towards Elijah, and you know, as you can see, the stakes were very high for this match, and here he is meeting Elijah for a very critical match, because that's gonna mean, like, that will tell him if he's staying in the game or not. So the stakes were high. But not only was David Katz on the verge of being eliminated from the tournament, he was going against someone who he may have considered to be his sworn enemy. For David, you know, the match was very important. Sadly, David lost the game to Elijah, and he was subsequently eliminated from the competition. Unlike his previous losses, where he was emotionless and stared blankly, this time David was very visibly angry and snapped. He was furious, and he got out of the seat and stormed out of the tournament venue. However, like, no one was really alarmed by this at the time, because there had been many other players that, you know, that day who acted very angrily after losing matches. You know, it is emotional. Some of them would get into like loud arguments and fights. So when David got angry and left the game bar, you know, headed towards his car, no one thought anything of it. Like, they didn't think too much about it, and no one could have guessed what would happen next. So about 15 or 20 minutes after storming out, which was about at around 1:30 p.m., David Katz suddenly returned to the gaming bar carrying a Baltimore Ravens backpack. He put his sunglasses on a table near the gaming room entrance and walked past the bar. At the time, like at that moment, Elijah Clayton was in the middle of a match inside of one of the main game rooms of the restaurant, and David walked towards the room where Elijah Clayton, who didn't even notice that what David was doing, and the entire area became a chaotic scene when David reached into his backpack and pulled out a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol with a laser sight. He aimed the gun at Elijah's chest and fired it. So realizing that a gun was fired, you know, chaos broke out. People started to run to escape, and David then pointed his gun at other tournament guests, other tournament members, and continued firing. Several people barricaded themselves in a large bathroom for protection, as they had no other way of escaping. So David fired a total of 12 shots. Then 20 seconds after he started firing, he pointed the gun to his head and pulled the trigger, and he collapsed on the ground, dead. What's crazy about this shooting was that the first moment of the shooting was actually recorded and being live streamed on Twitch. They were live streaming Elijah Clayton's match when suddenly, you know, this tragedy happened. And this is actually a screenshot from that moment. And if you look closely at the video, you can actually see the laser sights of David's gun on Elijah Clayton's chest. Like, that's actually the pointer. So now I'm gonna show you guys the clip from the tournament, that very clip when the shooting happened. But fair warning, you know, it is disturbing because you can hear gunshots and sound of people panicking off the camera during the broadcast. You can't see anything, you know, luckily the camera just kind of like, they kind of turned off the view of the room, like right before the shooting. So you can't really see anything, but you can hear a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna play the clip, just, you know, be warned, because it is disturbing.
Got a lot of good games going on.
It's a
today.
lot. It's gonna be hard to get them on stream.
It's
It's
not
a lot.
It's not a tough out today. Excuse me, not an easy out. Oh.
Yeah, so that was it. And around 5 minutes after the shooting, the first responders arrived at the scene to secure the area. They were there very fast. Police identified 2 victims who had died at the scene. The first one was Elijah Clayton. The second one was 27-year-old Taylor Robertson. Yes, I messed up his name. I'm sorry. The second one was 27-year-old Taylor Robertson from Ballard, West Virginia. At least 11 other people were injured and sent to the hospital for treatment, 9 of whom had gunshot wounds. The police investigators discovered that David actually had 2 guns. The one he was shooting, and another 9mm semi-automatic handgun that he had stashed in his waist. And yes, I did mention it in my Patreon stream, but there were like legitimate, all the pictures from the crime scene were leaked. I don't know how someone leaked them, all of them. And I mean, yeah, like this is one of those photos, and this is not even the whole photo, because the photo included David's face, like everything. I just cropped it for obvious reasons, but I saw the other photos, like of all the victims, and it's terrible. I am not gonna be showing them to you, obviously. I'm not gonna be like, you know, including them in this video, or, you know, sending the link to the PDF that was leaked, because you don't want to get nightmares. I don't think I can sleep at night for a couple more days at least. Okay, anyway. So they also found, not only that, like on top of it, they also found 2 boxes of extra ammunition rounds in his backpack. David had apparently bought the weapons legally in Baltimore, Maryland, from a licensed dealer just 12 days before coming to Madden tournament in Jacksonville. And so I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more, like how did he get those weapons. But first I wanted to show you a 3D reconstruction of the crime scene, which is retracing David's steps. Which is retracing David's steps as well as the trajectory of the shooting. So this is actually walkthrough. So this is the one with trajectory. So they recreated, like from crime scene photos, they recreated the whole scene. As you can see, like he was walking in through the bar. This is where he stood, and this is the trajectory of the gun. So that's how he was pointing to, like, Elijah and all of the other players. And then this is the full kind of route which he took. So this is gonna be the whole path, like the whole walkthrough. Like basically that's how they believe where he was coming from, how he entered the bar. So the police could not clearly identify what was David's motive for the shooting. There were some theories that David was motivated by revenge and was especially targeting Elijah Clayton, whom he basically hated so much. However, it doesn't fully explain why David targeted other random people as well, like in the room. And clearly David had planned to commit a mass shooting, as he had purchased 2 guns and multiple rounds of ammunition, as I showed you guys in the other photo. But what police still can't explain is why David had participated in the tournament if his intention was just to shoot people and commit suicide anyway. So whatever his reasons, it was clear that David Katz was a deeply disturbed individual, and what he did was likely a result of his poor mental health and troubled past. It was just too much, you know, like, yeah, even if he changed his environment, even if he moved from his mom's house to his father's house and he stayed with his father and he was doing better, I think all those years on medication just kind of came to a head, you know, like all those years from like struggling with his relationship with his mom and struggling with like mental health issues. It just all came to a head, especially like triggered by, you know, Elijah Clayton. Also, like I did mention that he stopped taking his medication, you know, like at his father's, under his father's supervision, like he wasn't taking medication. But that's the thing, like one of his, you know, one of his mental health problems was ODD, and that could, as I said, like it was kind of characterized by vindictiveness. So that can explain why he snapped at Elijah Clayton. So the Jacksonville shooting shocked the whole nation and also raised a lot of controversy, particularly about guns and mental health. Regarding guns, people wondered how in the world David Katz was allowed to buy guns, even with his mental health history. What surprised people even more is that Maryland actually has one of the most strict gun ownership laws in the United States. According to the Giffords Law Center to Prevent Violence, Maryland ranks A in terms of toughness of gun laws, which is only behind California, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New York. So one of the strictest gun laws, you know, in the country. For example, so people who want to buy guns in Maryland must submit to fingerprint-based background checks and take firearms training courses. Maryland also has rules against selling weapons to people with mental health history that are stricter than US federal laws. So it's not like it's not strict, it's very strict. However, here is how David Katz managed to basically skirt the system. So Maryland restricts the sale of guns to anyone who has spent more than 30 days in a mental health facility. But David was sent to a mental health hospital twice, but only spent less than 2 weeks in the facility each time. So it wasn't like consecutive 30 days stay. So when the firearm dealer put a background check on David, there weren't any red flags. So that's the problem. And this raised a lot of discussion about whether or not gun laws in Maryland and in the United States as a whole were flawed. You know, if there were just too many loopholes, and we're not, you know, these laws were not doing enough to prevent mentally unstable people from buying guns, because as you can see, like David found a loophole to that rule, and he had a plethora of mental health issues. Then there's the issue of mental health, and there are two camps on this controversy. On one hand, there's the camp that believes that David Katz wasn't getting enough treatment for his issues, as David had resisted getting treatment for many years, and eventually had stopped getting treatment or taking medications altogether. It's possible that since his mental condition was left unchecked for a longer period of time, his state had worsened and led him to committing such, you know, like this crime. Then there's the other side of this issue, that maybe David was receiving too much treatment. And I did mention it before. So maybe he was getting too much treatment too early in his life, because he was getting very intense treatment in basically like formative years, like 9 to 12. That's when your personality is still shaping, like you're still finding yourself. Heck, you're still finding yourself till like 20, like until your brain develops. But he was a kid, you know, in early stages of like puberty development, and he was getting all that treatment. So as I mentioned earlier, David was getting psychiatric medication from, you know, a young age of 9 to 12, and it's very questionable whether this was appropriate or safe, instead of like therapy without medication. So remember, David was allegedly prescribed at least 3 drugs, Risperdal, Abilify, and Prozac. While all 3 medications are approved for minors, technically, Both Abilify and Prozac have FDA black box warning that say that using them can increase the risk of suicidal thoughts and behavior in children, adolescent, and young adults. And keep in mind, David allegedly started taking these drugs when he was, like as young as 9 to 12 years old, and there were serious risks giving him these drugs. It's not like you can't, but it does warn you, like, hey, there's a lot of side effects. There can be a lot of side effects for someone as young as David is. So David's mother, who was a toxicologist and herself worked for the FDA, would have known about these risks. She worked for the FDA, so she would have known about the risks, and yet she still pushed for David to take them, take so many of the medications altogether. We should also consider that David Katz had spent time in a mental health facility at a very young age too. And he was forced to go to this questionable wilderness treatment program in Utah, which, as you saw from the reviews, it wasn't the best. Like, it doesn't seem like it was helping much, and people were not happy about it. And all of this could have added additional trauma and stress to his already troubled mental state. Wherever you stand on this issue, on the issue of mental health or gun laws, it's clear that not enough care was taken to deal with David Katz's mental health issues and, his state and his situation. And unfortunately, the victims of the shooting had to pay the ultimate price. So the first victim was Elijah Clayton, as I mentioned before. He was only 22 years old at the time. What's sad is that Elijah at first didn't plan to attend the Madden tournament in Jacksonville at all. And he had decided to register at the very last minute, so he wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't have died, but it's just unfortunate, but he decided to register at the last moment. Also, David, thank you so much for the donation. This is the best, but sad, but still a great birthday I have in years now. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I have to stream true crime when you have your birthday, but happy birthday. I'm glad to stay and lurk, listening to the stream and saying hi in chat. I will say that this case is tragic and scary to know this can happen anytime. Yeah, absolutely. I think in this case, there was just a lot of things that just piled up and aligned, a lot of horrible things that aligned and just led to a tragedy. Anyway, David, I'm so sorry for this kind of stream on your birthday, but I hope you enjoy the story. I hope you enjoyed the stream anyway. Okay, so that was the first victim, and the other victim was Taylor Robertson. He was only 27 years old. Taylor had won the Madden Classic Championship in 2016 and was developing a successful pro gamer career. He is survived by his wife and young son. Their deaths basically this incident and the deaths of Elijah and Taylor sent shockwaves in the Madden and larger esports community, and they will be missed by fellow gamers, friends, and family. So, in conclusion, the story of David Katz highlights the importance of mental health, and it is a strong reminder that mental health treatment is difficult and takes a long time. And it's not always for the best the heavy medication is not always for the best. In David Katz's case, his journey with mental health was complicated by his parents' bitter divorce, and it's likely that, a combination of inadequate and inappropriate care led to him being pushed over the edge. And unfortunately, that's how it ended. And that is it. That is the end of this case. I wish that there weren't any victims, that there weren't any lethal victims, dead victims, but unfortunately there were 2. Well, 3, counting David, who also took his own life. Okay, and that's it. Let me just switch, maybe. Okay, time to switch to lighter mood and lighter music. And okay, I hope you guys learned something from this case. I think it's important to discuss. I think it's important to, you know, bring awareness to, yeah, like mental health issues, the treatment. If the treatment is too much, like the methods, like are they too much? Is the medication too much? Like, is that causing something disturbing in patients? There's also the, you know, the matter of gun laws, which, yeah, like, are there loopholes? You know, I'm not saying like gun laws are not strict enough, because see, like I told you, Maryland has this one of the strictest gun laws in the United States, and still there are loopholes. So maybe there should be something should be done about this. That is something to learn. That is unfortunately one of many cases like this, and yeah, I hope there's not gonna be any more, but that's only wishful thinking, you know, until those issues are fixed. Say no to Karens and don't just dump drugs as the only mental health solution. Yeah, I think one of the problems was, like, I'm not on mom's side. I'm sorry. Like, I know that she was, maybe I'm just not seeing her side. Like, I'm not understanding like her way of thinking and like what she was you know, going through. I definitely don't understand that, but I just don't think she did the right thing. Like, maybe she tried, like she came out from the, you know, like a genuine desire to help her son, but from a genuine place. But I think at one point she just kind of lost her way, and I think it was too much. And yeah. Also, Tyrant, I'm sorry, I just saw the notification. Member for 12 months. Congratulations, Tyrant. I wonder if the reason he decided to shoot at the crowd maybe because his last game was against Elijah. I think, yes, I think it was like a bunch of things whom he had a personal grudge against, because he was in a I don't care mindset until then. I think that might have been the final kind of trigger, you know, like reading this story and like just reading about this story, I kind of got that impression, like, oh, this was the final. It wasn't that he didn't have, like, before then he had like no issues. No, he was already on the, like, on edge, because he wasn't taking medications, like he wasn't getting treatment at the time. Like, he had like a break from treatment, which also isn't good. Like, he could have gotten some treatment, some other treatment, not as extreme as what his mom was giving him. But I think the fact that he wasn't getting any treatment and he was kind of having this ongoing vendetta with Elijah, and he had ODD, which causes like extreme vindictiveness. I think, you know, him having that match against Elijah and losing to Elijah was like the final trigger. I mean, that's how I'm seeing it. And I agree with you, Sona. It was too much for him and should have known when to stop, since she was a toxicologist. Yeah, I think not even like stop altogether. I think what was needed was like a change of method, you know, maybe not medication, maybe a different type of therapy, not like sending him into the wilderness of, you know, Utah, like in Utah where the reviews were questionable, more than questionable. I think what he needed was like a different therapist, complete change of environment, two, completely different therapist that was just not using medication, just like, you know, a therapy that was kind of step by step. I don't know, I'm not a professional, I'm not a therapist, but I think it was, what was done with David was just wrong, you know, like it just piled up, and yeah, and it backfired, and it just came to a head, and lives were lost. He just couldn't take it anymore and snapped. Yeah, like you know, as I said, like it was just like all those things, right? Like ODD, not getting therapy, like just complete break from therapy, and the lost match, and just, you know, being on edge to begin with, and Elijah just having that kind of ongoing, you know, hatred, rivalry and hatred towards like David. It just all just kind of exploded. Yeah. Okay. Best medication is good food. Yeah. Just good food. Go eat cake. Not that it's gonna solve your problems, but hey, it's gonna make you feel better for like a little bit. Which actually reminds me, I do have chocolate. I got some choco today, so I'm gonna eat some choco to feel better. To feel a little better after this case, because man, so depressing. Yeah, it's yeah, and also on top of it, like you guys didn't see it. Like I just saw like a lot of pictures and a lot of crime scene photos, and I know I shouldn't have seen it. I shouldn't have looked at them. Honestly, when I saw there was like, oh, leaked, all of the photos that were leaked, I was just kind of debating and within myself if I should actually see them, because I didn't know what to expect, if I should expect really uncensored pictures, or if I should expect like, oh, only crime scene without the bodies, you know, crime scene photos. And I was like, okay, you know, I wanted to see the crime scene, the empty crime scene, kind of with just markers and yeah, whatever. But unfortunately I saw everything. So yeah, that's scary. And I will need to step away, and I will need to like eat some chocolate, get some matcha latte, I don't know, get some grimace shake, just kind of to recover. Okay, so aside from, okay, let's just change the mood, you know, let's change the mood, because we're done with the case. I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something from the case. I hope it made you think a little bit as well, because I think it's an important message. I think this story is important to understand some downsides of, that there are downsides of overly, you know, intense mental health care with like medication. I think it's also, yeah, it's also important to understand that not too much is also not good. And it also can lead to something as horrible as this. Anyway, okay, changing the mood. Changing. Okay, so high five and head pats for Sona. Yeah, you guys have to comfort me. Now I'm just, oh god, now I'm gonna be thinking about this. I mean, that's good, you know, that story definitely made me think about a lot of things. Okay, so we should have a cute animal stream to balance this out. Yes, I you know what, we have to, you know what, I'm gonna do a stream where I just watch hamsters. I'm gonna do a stream where I just like watch funny hamster videos. That's gonna be a perfect stream to forget, well, not forget, but like to kind of, you know, lift the mood a little bit. Just not today, probably like next week, well, I mean, yeah, the upcoming week. So for the next week, I don't have the schedule yet. I'm gonna release the schedule sometime today or tomorrow morning. There's gonna be, I think we can continue, by the way, like I know that I posted on Twitter about you know, about Minecraft. Also, don't come for me. I'm never gonna call Twitter X, okay? It's Twitter. It's forever Twitter. Anyway, so I posted on Twitter that Minecraft was changing its guidelines about, you know, possibly like the community servers and like how you can actually, like what videos you can post about Minecraft. Like, oh, how can you call videos? Like, what is a no-no? What they're not okay with. And some of the rules were applying to paywalls. So I was worried that maybe I can't have a Minecraft community server that is for channel members and for Patreon members, but I think it's okay. I think it's just that if I stream it, it can't be, the stream itself, the video itself cannot be behind paywall. It has to be public, so it has to be on YouTube. You don't like the X. I don't like the X because it sounds like a porn website. I'm not gonna call it that. Never. Elon is such a dweeb. Yeah, no, calling it X. I don't like it. I'm gonna call it Twitter, and it's tweets because it's stupid. I'm sorry, but it's stupid. Like, yeah, maybe like he wants to refresh it for like younger audiences, Gen Z, whatever, you know, like even younger upcoming Gen Alpha, which scares me, by the way. But I don't think it's a good, because see, Twitter, if you think about it, Twitter has become a part of internet lingo. Like you can just say tweet about it. That's become a part of like internet language and just normal like social media language, just tweeting about stuff. It was just iconic. I don't think changing that is a good marketing strategy. Yeah, you can definitely change some other things that, I don't know, like, yeah, editing tweets or something, you know, something that's actually gonna help, something that the community actually wanted and people have been asking about. Okay, then he added it to the Twitter, like Twitter Blue, which by the way now is not called Twitter. I guess it's not called Twitter Blue. Who the fuck knows? For more chocolate to boost your mood. Ketsuya, thank you. Also, Shy Shy, Chucky Milk Font. Oh no! Oh, it's the voice. Oh no, okay. And then there's gonna be Ketsuya's. Yeah, okay. I just saw it. And there's gonna be voice. Just go. Thank you. Oh my god. Elon Musk is kinda arrogant sometimes. He don't have friends. Now he wanna sue the lawyer. So funny. I don't know. I don't follow him. Like, I don't follow what he does. I don't care. It's just... Yeah, it's just like, oh, the whole X thingy, because it's like, it's just so ridiculous. I was just like, why? It's just like, it doesn't make sense to me from like a marketing standpoint, because like X, for one, it's not very marketable. It doesn't look like the... Yeah, like logo, they created the logo. It looks exactly like a bunch of different logos, so that's already problematic. It's not a very nice, I don't know, like he says like, oh, X is such a like sexy letter or whatnot. I'm like, yeah, it is a sexy letter. That's why, there's a reason why it's, you know, in all the porn websites. Not that I know, but it's associated with porn. Yeah, because it's a sexy sexy letter, apparently. Okay. I would always remember Twitter, never what came after its fall. Yeah. He an X-boy. Oh my god, everyone's just setting X. Yeah, just, you know, that was the... I think someone said that, or either the logo is a font. Yeah, the logo is just a font, so like, who knows? You know, who knows? The mysterious ways of Elon Musk. Whoa, Soda. Chucky Milk, Pinvo, thank you so much. Okay, and then whoa, Soda, she knows from experience. I did not know from experience, okay? I just know, like, in general, don't you guys? This is like a general knowledge. Like letter X, if you have it in like a website, then it's usually indicative, like it's indication that it's a porn website. I don't know. Okay, I'm digging my own grave. Damn it. Ignore. Please don't clip this. YouTube's gonna cancel me again and again and again. So many ways to cancel on YouTube. So many ways to ban my channel on YouTube. Hey son, I want to apologize for not showing up to your stream, but I'm on a vacation at Colorado. Hope you'll have fun for the rest of the schedule. The Meaning Rope, thank you so much. But thank you for stopping by to say hi and enjoy your vacation. I understand, it's okay. Just come back safe and sound with a lot of stories. And indicative. Is it indicative or is it indicative or is it whatever? Indication. English so hard. Clip it. Do not clip it, okay? Well, welcome to the X zone. Oh no! Why? Oh Jesus, okay. Did someone say clip? Do not clip. Do not. Do not! Do not! Okay? You have, you know, I'm giving you a way out. Clipped. No! Why? Only X on bird. What? It's just also, it's the rebrand. Okay, this is gonna be like a slight rant, but like the rebrand on Twitter to X, the icon, because it's black and white, honestly, I am mixing it. Don't you? Okay, you guys might relate, but like, don't you guys mix it up with threads? Like, you know, Facebook's threads? Because I mixed it up so many times on my phone. Now that it's changed because I lost the bird. I lost the bird! Now that it's changed, like I literally, like I would be trying to open Twitter and accidentally I would just click on threads. So like, it's already bad. Because you're like previously, Twitter blue was like, the you know, the bird was just so like instant, right? Like instantly you could see it. You could see the blue and you would click it. No problem. Zero problem. But now I'm just like, yeah, I'm just clicking threads all the time. So many times I'm just like, I open threads. Yep. Okay. Okay. As for what's gonna happen next week. So this week I do have a collab on Saturday with a bunch of VTubers. We will play a scary horror game. And then, hey Sona, where can I join Discord? Oh, I should, don't I have the... Alright, let me send you the... Let me link my Discord. I should link it in my description, in the description of this video, but I always forget because I can't do live. Okay. Copy. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Okay, Discord. Here you go. That's my Discord. I should add it. I should remember to add it to my, you know. Where, well, one, you can join Discord through this link. Two, you can join Discord as a VIP member if you join my Patreon. Then you will have access to VIP section, to VIP threads, and all the events and hangouts and other stuff. And obviously the streams, which, by the way, I did stream another true crime case yesterday. It was a true crime case from Poland, still unsolved, a missing person. Well, I mean, not missing anymore, because he was missing. Mateusz Kawecki was missing went missing in 2018. Right away saying here. So 2018 he went missing, and then 6 months later he was found dead, and in his own family's barn, which the police claimed that he was hanging there for 6 months and no one noticed, even though the barn is like not enclosed completely. So a very interesting case. I was talking about it, and I did tweet about it because the family is trying to get the investigation reopened. They do believe that something happened to Mateusz, that there was foul play involved. I do believe so too, because there was just too many weird things that happened around this case. It was a very confusing story. Well, the Patreon members can confirm. This was a head scratcher, you know, like we were discussing it yesterday and everyone was just like, what the fuck is happening? Like, why? That makes no sense. Like, why would the police just did not do anything. Like, they left the family on their own to kind of investigate on their own, which is crazy. So that was the case on Patreon. There will be a stream on Patreon, and also next week I will have a new outfit reveal. So there's a new outfit coming, you know, casual look. There will be an event on Sunday. So on Sunday, I think I'm gonna do a karaoke stream with the new outfit. So like kind of like the new outfit premiere with karaoke, and then on Saturday. That's on Saturday. What am I doing? I'm gonna release the schedule sometime today. But on Saturday, there's gonna be a karaoke stream with my new outfit. And then on Sunday, I will have Hunt a Killer case, also with the new outfit. Also, David! Oh no! Okay. There's gonna be a... Yeah, okay. It's gonna read it to me. I'm too lazy to read it. But, okay, so there's gonna be... Is it? Come on, what the fuck? Okay. I don't know why it didn't trigger. Well, here is last of my money to you, but I'm glad that we got a happy mood. Kinda don't know if talking about Twitter and porn is what you called happy. Well, lighthearted. But glad this is a nice stream. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for donating for the super chat. Okay. Bruh, David, don't give all your money. Yeah, like that. Please, like, if it's the last of your money, please don't do that. You know, like, your life comes first. But thank you so much, I appreciate it. Okay. So, new outfit, yes. So, okay, so there's gonna be celebration 2 days in a row. Saturday, it's gonna be a karaoke stream with the new outfit to introduce, to show you guys, like the showcase and everything. Then on Sunday, I will do another Hunt a Killer box. If you don't know what it is, it's a mystery box. Each box comes with a case that we have to solve on stream, and I will have a hand cam. You know, there's gonna be hand cam, and I will be showing all the evidence, you know, from the box, from the mystery box, and we will be solving the case together, like twice before. One time I did it on my birthday, like in my recent birthday stream, so you can check it out. If you can find my birthday stream, then yeah, check out my birthday stream. That's where we were solving the case. The other time I do have a legitimate, as if the other one wasn't legitimate. Anyway, like the other time was another case that we solved was there's a separate stream. It's called like I bought another unsolved murder case, like case file. So yeah. Rain, new outfit. How long was I away? Yeah, there's quite a hot minute, but yeah, there's a new outfit coming. There's, you know, I'm gonna do a little showcase. I'm gonna post it sometime, like soon on, on Twitter, and, you know, outfit reveal. So there's a new hairstyle, there's a new outfit, there are some toggles that I can, you know, show you guys, and, there's like a little little Mothman involved too. So you guys can look forward to that. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you so much, you guys. Stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. Bury your hexes. Until the next time. Bye. Wait a minute. No. Okay, I have to come back. Hi, I'm back. Another stream. David, David donated again. Screw it. Here's another one for you. Hope you'll take care and stay safe and stay positive, stay frosty and watch your back. Wish you all the best of luck and a good night, good day, good night, and blessed life. David, thank you, but like I thought that was like the last of your money. Come on. Come on, thank you. Oh my god. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now it's done. Now it's done. Okay, now it's over. Thank you so much. Am I gonna be back again? Am I gonna switch? Now I'm afraid to like switch the screen to the ending screen because like, is someone gonna donate again? Oh yeah, okay, that's David's donation. Am I gonna be back again? Okay, now it's the last of me. Made me come back. Okay, you guys, stay safe out there, stay frosty, and until the next time. This is over. This is the end. For real now. Bye. Why? Why? Why am I going back again? What the heck? Shy. Come on, you guys, let me end this stream. Come on. What the heck? What the fuck? Also, chat has been a member for 4 months. Okay, I guess I'm staying. I guess we're back again. I guess we're not ending this stream. What the heck? I'm never gonna end the stream, am I? Okay. Now, I'm sorry. Now it's over. If someone donates, I will just thank you guys in the next stream. So thank you, Shy. Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Bye-bye. This is for real. Now it's for real. I'm going. Bye. Bye. Yes, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm back again because, yes, I said I would thank you guys in the next one, but it was Jesus's first super chat. Thank you so much. What the heck? Like my song didn't even, like the ending song didn't even end. Come on, man. But Jesus, congratulations for the first super chat and thank you so much celebrating the first super chat. Okay, now bye. Now bye. Okay, now for real. If anyone else donates, I'm gone. Like I'm just gonna address it in the next one. Bye. I'm serious, okay? I'm serious, you guys. Bye. Go away. Go. Stay with us forever. No. I'm gonna talk until this song ends, and that's it. I'm not. You can't see me. I'm John Cena. Okay. Bye. Bye, I'll see you next time. Bye. real? What the heck? What the heck? Are we for real? IDK Bacon, are you? What? How much? Wait, how long am I gonna be doing this? How long am I gonna be doing this? Okay, I don't want to be rude because I wanna thank you guys, but like I don't want to be rude and like leave and end the stream when it's like everyone is like donating. I'm dead. This was like at the very end of the song. What the heck? Okay, you know what? You know what? This is it. I'm not gonna end it with a song. Now I'm ending it like for real. So stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. Bury your hexes. Until the next time. Bye bye bye. I am... Another super chat. Oh no, Tinvo. Stay with me. Mayonaka ni do... What? Doa o ta... Oh, okay. Mayonaka ni doa o tatakai. What? No. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm ending.